student-athletes on the pitch. Let's get it going here on NEC Front Row. Emma Rowe on the near side. And in the center circle is Raffanello. She has some open space to work with and tried to find Janice on the far side and couldn't get anything to go. On the flip side now, it's Marstello. So Alex Marsteller out of Breddingsville, Pennsylvania, played 79 minutes, had one shot this season against Canisius, which was a shot on target. Vigoda does battle with Rowe. A throw in for Binghamton. Midfielder for Kessler. And then Williams will play this back. Mariah on the far side of the pitch with Janice. Nearly gets through one forward, and now it's Emma Rowe. Pushing the pace up front. Was trying to find Raffanello. Was Rowe there, and now it's Marsteller. On the near side, it's Olivia McKnight, who we spotlighted in our open. Out of Appalachian, New York, 1 goal, 1 assist, was named America East Midfielder of the Year. And she was the first Binghamton Bearcat in 22 years to win that award. Was also named United Soccer Coach's 3rd team All-Region. And what a year she had. 8 goals, 4 assists, had a hat trick against fellow conference member UMass Lowell in last year's contest against them. This time Binghamton on the near side. It's Herber. Vigoda one-on-one. There with Rowe, and now pushing up the pace. There was Binghamton, but Barbosa was able to make the play. Again, Barbosa is the team's left back. Looks like in this formation, Barbosa playing center back with Saponaro as the team's left back. And Costa is the right back. This time it's McKnight. Olivia McKnight doing battle with the aforementioned McNally. What a job by her. And McNally able to draw the foul against one of the country's best in Olivia McKnight. Kylie McNally missed all of 2022 with an undisclosed injury. Was able to play against her sister, Kate McNally, against Iona for just the 2nd time in her collegiate career. It's Herber. And now Garofalo. Binghamton center back. Wagner takes over with Rowe. And now Costa. Neil Bhattacharjee told us earlier this week that this Wagner program has a lot of grit. They're a blue-collar team with a blue-collar mentality, a workman's-like ethic. And we have to be able to beat that pressure and open the game up nice and early. So far, that has yet to happen. And granted, we are only 6 minutes into this match. That one sent all the way upstairs with Williams making the grab. And now Garofalo again. Seahawks were selected to finish 6th in the preseason coaches poll. Again, a high expectation once again for this Wagner program. Last season went 4-12-1 and did not meet expectation after being selected to finish 5th in the NEC. This one's turned over by Binghamton. It's Mariah now. And Carr dribbles it back and tries to find Rowe and does. Here comes Rowe with some open space. Tries to direct traffic as that shot goes just to the left of Williams and hits the net. 7 minutes into this match. And still scoreless. We take a peek here at the opportunity from Emma Rowe, who registers the first shot of the match. Rowe, the junior midfielder out of Athens, Pennsylvania. That's her 3rd shot of the season. Last year had 4 total, 3 of which were on target, and registered 1 assist in that rainy Sunday afternoon against St. Francis Brooklyn in that lopsided victory last year. Wagner gets called for the offside. In the midfield now for Raffanello. In the middle, Kessler finds an open Rowe on the near corner. Here comes Rowe one-on-one with Vagoda, and she's able to win the battle of the ladder. Vagoda, the left back, pushes the pace up front, and McNally will slow things down. Rowe. Looks like a foul on Rowe. Vagoda. She looks to be okay, nonetheless. Rowe tough to handle, and it'll head back for Williams. Well, when we discussed the first few games with Bhattacharjee and Binghamton, the performance they were pleased with, as well as the result, and they tested themselves out fairly early with a difficult schedule. It's great for our confidence. And he said against Lemoyne, they were a little bit predictable. In the second half, they became, quote, more of who we are. And the trainer will be called on to the pitch. 35:57 to go. We'll be back right here on NEC Front Row for an official injury timeout. Well, we welcome you back inside Hamline Field on the campus of Wagner College after the injury timeout. And definitely something that you do not want to see is a player from either side get carried off onto the trainer's table. And what we got a chance to witness was the freshman defender Sydney Saponaro out of Garnerville, New York, was just carried off of the pitch and could not put any weight on that right leg. So that is a really big blow for this Seahawks squad. And she'll get checked out on the trainer's table now. And we'll see if she's able to make her way back on. But as of right this moment, it's Faith Andre who makes her way on and will head into that defensive role. We look back at what Saponaro did the last match against Iona, and she was able to get the start and register all 90 minutes on the pitch for her Seahawks program. Andre comes in and takes over for Saponaro as the team's left back. And the shot from the Seahawks goes just wide. That was Jess Mariah who registered the team's second shot. And you could hear head coach Phil Casella say, read the body language. And that is something that is so crucial, is really to just pretty much read the room almost and see what the opposition is doing here. And now Binghamton. In the middle this time for Garofalo. On the far side, it's Mimas. She tries to center it. In the middle for Binghamton. And McKnight with a big stop there from Hughes. Victoria McKnight had a shot right on target, but Sam Hughes is able to knock that one down right on the doorstep. The opposite side, it's Vigoda. What a job there by Victoria McKnight, who had that initial shot on target. And Hughes was able to knock that one down. Let's take a peek here at that replay and see how that all came about. And we'll take a peek even further now. And right on the doorstep, it was McKnight. In the middle and cleared away by Barbosa. So it'll be a foul on the Bearcats. Binghamton sitting in the basement of the America East currently. Again, not a single conference match has taken place for the Bearcats. They're 1-3-1. As for your Seahawks, they start conference play on the 17th right here from Hamline Field. We will bring that to you. That'll be on the 17th in a couple of Sundays. That'll be the next time that we are with you. And we're getting to that moment already in the season where conference play is beginning awfully soon. This time it's Rowe. And now it's Carr. Costa will send it in the middle. Costa and Luke do battle in the middle, and Barbosa takes over. Raffanello spins things around and finds Andre. Mariah heads it in the direction of Carr, but Garofalo sniffed that one out all too well. Talk about a move here from Paige Luke. And now it's Olivia McKnight. McKnight on the far side of the pitch. In the middle, tried to find Mimas, but miscommunication. Here comes Rowe with a burst of speed. Olivia McKnight has to get back, and here comes Raffanello. Reposition themselves. And getting taken down. The clock will stop, and Mariah got tripped up. The yellow card upcoming. Looks like, from our vantage point, it's Herber. So the yellow card coming up. It looks as if that actually it was not Herber. It looked like, from our vantage point, possibly Garofalo, who will get shown the yellow. And we'll take a peek at it one more time here, as this one was sent up ahead and then taken down. It was Garofalo who gets shown the yellow. And now we'll see how this set piece turns out for the Seahawks. It's a 16th minute yellow, and here's Barbosa. Tries to send a line drive through a few Bearcats, and then goes off of Emma Rowe and redirects out into midfield. This one sent in, grabbed there by Williams at the edge of the 6. With a burst of speed come the Bearcats. Up ahead for Victoria McKnight. Victoria, the younger sister of Olivia, as Mariah had that one in the direction of her goal. Williams awfully close. And you're seeing that scrappiness that Bhattacharjee was talking about with the Seahawks head coach and Phil Casella. Here comes Olivia McKnight. And Raffanello able to take down Olivia McKnight. Here come the Seahawks back in transition. Carr spins around. She's got some open space looking for Mariah. Mariah gets tripped up again. No call. That time on Herber, the team's left center back. This time it's Knitsch. Gets away from the freshman Kessler, and now it's Rowe. Lot of space. She holds serve for the time being and finds Carr. Carr with some nifty footwork and sends it back to Raffanello. Historically, this Seahawks team has played the Bearcats just twice. Once in 2019 and the other time in 2009 up in Central New York. And both times the Seahawks program was shut out, both 4-0 and 1-0. So the Seahawks looking for their first goal against this Bearcats team in its third meeting. The Bearcats regain possession at midfield. Headed in front by the Seahawks. And now it's Luke. Rowe. Rowe is able to stifle Knish out the way. And battle in the center circle. Raffanello. McNally. So Vagoda with an attacking third throw-in upcoming. Another throw-in, even deeper in the attacking third. Vagoda with the left foot. In the direction there of Mimas, but has a shot blocked. Carr. And now back to Rowe. Trying to send it up ahead to Mariah was Rowe. Raffanello, solid job as that attacking midfielder. This is Olivia McKnight. And now Vittoria. Grace Vittoria, the right back for this Bhattacharjee-led team. Rowe. Carr and back to the left back, Andre. Nearly got taken down by a Bearcat. And Barbosa. Just too much for Carr. And Binghamton regains. It's Marsteller. Victoria McKnight. And now here come the Seahawks. Up ahead. And just too far for Mariah. Could have been a one-on-one opportunity. Could have gotten the Seahawks on the board to start things off. Just under 24 minutes left in the first 45. Raffanello to Janice. Not really called her name out much here this afternoon. Absolutely gorgeous day from Staten Island. 87 degrees. Decent amount of humidity, though. But a solid breeze here on this first Sunday of September, Labor Day weekend. We hope that you're enjoying this contest, and we thank you for making us a part of your Sunday afternoon. Costa inside for Mariah. And now it's Raffanello. Here she comes through a quartet of Bearcats. Costa sends a fly ball inside for Carr and redirected it the opposite direction for the Bearcats. Here comes Olivia McKnight with a lot of open space through midfield. Here comes McKnight. on a pass, and one too many passes there from Paige Luke, who probably had a solid opportunity on target, but instead looked for Victoria McKnight on the far wing. So it was a solid attempt there by the Bearcats, but then one too many passes and resulted in the turnover for the time being. Too far for Mariah. And now Vagoda pushes it up ahead for Marsteller. Vagoda has registered 23 minutes on the pitch thus far. Sends it to Kanich. Poked away. Results in another deep throw-in. Corners are even at 0 for both programs, as possession really has been in the upper thirds for both programs, but not a lot of shots. Total of 5, with 2 on target for Binghamton. That'll be a free kick upcoming for the Bearcats. So just a general foul here on the Seahawks. We'll take a peek at this one just before the set piece comes your way. And a bit of a body there from the Seahawks. So it's Victoria McKnight from about the American football 14-yard line. Sends one in off of Kessler. And now having to play it back is Herbert. On the inside, loose ball in front. It's Olivia McKnight trying to find her sister, Victoria, and unable to do that. Vagoda, but Emma Rowe. Solid defensive effort there from the junior. Really solid play from the Seahawks in their defensive third, with that seesaw of momentum beginning to shift in favor of the opposition. Now, how do the Seahawks respond on the opposite side of the pitch? "19.25 minutes left in the first 45, alongside our producer, Chris Bagdonis, and his entire Northeast Conference front row crew. Joey Jarzinka on hand with you from Staten Island. We're scoreless through the first 26 minutes of action here from Hamline Field. Wagner comes into this match 2-3-0, looking for its second home result in 3 matches. Meanwhile, Binghamton enters this afternoon 1-3-1, looking for their second result of the campaign. Foot race now between Herber and Carr, and the former wins it. Here comes Marsteller. Shied away there by Luke, but there was a little bit of a bump from Kylie McNally. So free kick upcoming from about 35 yards out for Binghamton, with a couple of substitutions making their way to the sub table. And the next dead ball we will have those subs making their way on. All right, so it's Vagoda Send this one in with the left foot. And nearly went off of a Seahawk, and it looked like possibly it was Andre. Carr tried to keep it in, but results in a throw-in for Binghamton. So, quartet of subs, 2 for the Seahawks and 2 for the Bearcats. So it'll be Sarah Wiedemann making her way on, as well as Olivia Rubo. And those are for the Seahawks. So Janice and Mariah making their way off the pitch. Meanwhile, Hannah Mimis and Victoria McKnight. So here comes Lauren Clark. She scored a goal against Lemoyne. 3 shots, 2 of which were on target. And here comes Raffanello in front for Carr. One-on-one, Carr! Oh, and she was offside! What an opportunity for Maddie Carr. But then the assistant referee, Sergi Boyko, raises that flag. What an opportunity for Maddie Carr, who was just offside. And we'll take a peek at this replay here. And what a pass. And what a save, though, nonetheless, too, from the junior keeper in Caitlin Williams. It was a shot right on target. Was able to make the play anyway. Up front for McKnight.
Wagner sub, number 14, Sarah Wiedemann.
Rubo gets tripped up by Garofalo, no call. Rowe. Spins around and finds Costa. Toss up top, Carr. Tried to find Wiedemann. And still on the ground is Rubo. Play continues. Marsteller. So Rubo looks to be okay. She is walking it off. A few more subs will make their way on in a few short moments. But for the time being, it's a Wagner throw-in. And there was a few moments of a delay there with 13 minutes left to play in the first half. This time it's Carr. Give and go with Costa. She finds Rowe. And Rubo gets stifled there by Herber. Marsteller. And getting spun around there was Costa by Marsteller. And now on the far side, That time, and sent back to Hughes. So it does look like that there was that second sub. Molly McClelland is on the right side. That's 5, Joe. 5, right? Yeah. She came in with Clark. So the senior midfielder and Molly McClelland out of Allegheny, New York, had one shot against Lemoyne. And a solid opportunity there on the cross, but now another 5 subs making their way on, nearly a full line change with Rowe coming off, Rubo coming off as well. And it'll be Taryn Tagmeyer making her way on, as well as Rebecca Wood. And the 3 subs coming off for Binghamton. It's Victoria, as well as Luke, and Marsteller. So Emma Coling is a senior out of Enwell, New York. Now here comes Raffanello. Tagmeyer. Got that one taken away by Herber. Samaya Reed also made her way on, and now this one's taken away by Barbosa. Here she comes. Pass up ahead for Tagmeyer, and just too much mustard on that pass from Barbosa. Would have been a humongous opportunity for the Seahawks again to go up on the score sheet, as this one is still scoreless.
Number 25, Samaya Reed. Number 19, Allison Falvo. Number 24, Emma Collins.
The other side, it's McKnight. Kessler keeps it in the middle. Tagmeyer got that one taken away from Coling. Garofalo pushing it up ahead for Victoria McKnight, and a solid defensive effort there from Hannah Costa. .848 left in the first half. Coling. Another throw in for the Seahawks, and it'll be Andre to make the throw in. Carr got that one stymied away, and loose ball in front nearly for Rebecca Wood. And this time it's Clark. Clark with a burst of speed got that one taken away by Kessler, and here comes Tagmeyer. With the left foot toward Wiedemann. Battle in front there with Victoria McKnight, and back to Tagmeyer. Deflected off of a Bearcat, and Wood will send it in for Williams. 7:42 remain in the first half, still scoreless from Hamline Field. It's the 6th match of the 23 campaign for this Seahawks program. And falling down and hitting the deck, there was Tagmeyer. It's Herber. Now Garofalo on the right side with McKnight. Now this is something that we have not really seen just yet. When we spoke with Bhattacharjee is that this game really has not opened up just yet. They do lead the way in shots, though, 4-2 against the Seahawks. Lead the way shots on target, 2-0. It's pretty much been a battle of the middle third, with the exception of a few offensive opportunities from both sides. Jocelyn Billingsley will make her way on in a few short moments. This time it's Victoria McKnight. McKnight with a centering pass. Seahawks were very late to the party there, and they were able to get bailed out due to the unorganization of the Bearcats. Sent in toward Reed. And now it's Colling. Andre, or rather Wiedemann. And now it's Tagmeyer. Sends it to Wood with some open space. Vagoda off of the back of her kit. It's Garofalo. More room to work with. Here comes Olivia McKnight. Sends it all the way down for McClelland. And it'll be a goal kick. Results in a couple of subs. So it'll be Megan Baker for the Bearcats. Meanwhile, Jocelyn Billingsley will replace Maddie Carr. Billingsley sends it back to Hughes. Raffanello with a burst of speed and some open space through the center circle. Here comes Wood. Nearly perfect pass, but taken away. And now it's Barbosa with a burst of speed. Here comes Billingsley. Along the left wing, who does she have in the middle? A centering pass, can't find anyone. Just under 4 minutes left in the first half. Again, shots are 4-2 in favor of the Bearcats. It's Raffanello and Tagmeyer with the left foot. And redirected there. Raffanello with Olivia McKnight. So another throw-in upcoming. Vagoda will handle those duties. And a bit of miscommunication again. Head coach Phil Casella yelling 24 with Emma Colling, who was left unattended. Poked away by Costa. and forces the Bearcats to restart. Centering pass. And sent back in by Coling. Here's Baker. Bogota. Or rather, Garofalo keeps it in. Herbert down for McClellan along the right wing. In front of the right corner flag, one-on-one. And now it's Reed. Reed along the end line. She'll center, looking for McKnight, and just goes wide. Second marquee opportunity from the Bearcats. And the Seahawks on the defensive end were caught sleeping. And a lot of a tic-tac-toe moment. And we'll take a peek here at this replay. You could see Reed try and center it for Olivia McKnight that had just gone to the right of Hughes and to her net. Too much from Garofalo. Seconds remaining in the first half. Again, we are scoreless here in the 45th minute. Solid job from Wagner here in the first 45 to keep the Bearcats off the board. Again, this Binghamton squad, they were selected to win the America East Conference this season. It's Olivia McKnight in the waning moments. Barbosa moves away Samaya Reed, and the whistle. Again, a humid 86 degrees here from Staten Island. This one sent in toward Victoria McKnight. And now Andre sends one up for Reed. Actually knocks her to the pitch. This time the other way. And nearly doing a full somersault. There was Emma Rowe. She looks to be okay, though. The other side, and that one goes just wide. And that was, from our vantage point, Bogota. Hughes picks it up on the left side. Also not on the bench is Sydney Saponaro. Was taken out on crutches earlier in the match. Back in the 10th minute of play. This time it's Janice on the near wing. Janice will look to center. She gets away from a trio of Bearcats for the time being. And now it's Binghamton to push the pace. Solid takeaway from Costa. Up ahead for Carr. And just too much for Hannah. Olivia McKnight. And that was Vittoria. Setting it back, McNally for Emma Rowe. And now it's Victoria McKnight doing battle with Barbosa. And they both hit the deck. A little bit of pushing and shoving there between Barbosa and McKnight. And we'll see how that plays out down the stretch. Free kick upcoming just outside the 18. Quick pass inside from McKnight. And Hughes is able to get on it rather quickly. Victoria McKnight had an off-angled and off-balance shot. Hughes upstairs from Vagoda. Williams. Kessler. Sent in for Mariah. And now it's Carr on a centering pass for Raffanello. Can't get all of it. As she tried, looked like off the shin. And now it's Kessler to send it back in toward Mariah Janis. And that one goes off the American football goalpost. Big opportunity for the Seahawks in the last few moments. Solid centering pass where the Bearcats, they were unable to get back in time. But that one was the first attempt there from Raffanello. And then we'll take a peek at the second one later on. And that one was awfully tough there from Claire Janis. And that would have opened up the scoring potentially. Here come the Bearcats up ahead for Olivia McKnight. And that'll be a penalty shot. Penalty kick upcoming for Olivia McKnight. The clock stops at 40 1/4. And McKnight got tripped up by Andre in the box. And let's take a peek and see how that all came about. And just inside, Andre took down McKnight. And a quick word from head coach Phil Casella with Sam Hughes just before McKnight takes this, or rather McKnight was taken down, but taking the PK is Vagoda. She scored a goal against Lemoyne in the last match. Vagoda setting up on the right side, will probably be off of that left foot. How does it all go down here? The senior defender from Plainview, Long Island, up against Sam Hughes, the junior out of Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Vagoda with the left foot, off of the mitts of Hughes and goes in. It's 1-0 Bearcats in front. Let's take a peek at that replay here, shall we? It looked as if from our vantage point, it may have gone off of Hughes at the last moment, just at the goal mouth. And Vagoda, nice and easy. And she starts off rather slow, but then you could see it looked as if that ball did take a quick we can call it upward trajectory, where we would have to think that it did go off of Hughes' mitts. So she read that really well, so kudos to Sam Hughes nonetheless. A 1-0 advantage for Binghamton. On the flip side, though, for the senior defender out of Plainview, Lexi Vagoda, her second goal of the campaign and her second goal in as many matches. Mimas. That one taken out by Janis. And again, for those that are just joining us, the first 45 featured no goals, shots in favor of the Bearcats 5-2. And now in response to that penalty kick goal, here comes Janice from Raffanello. Janice with the right foot. Tried to go bar down, but instead went through the American football uprights again. Lot of opportunity for the Seahawks on the opposite side. Simply cannot get anything going, though, in the box. Solid left foot there from Raffanello. And then Janice tried to deke out Vittoria out of South Salem, New York, but unable to get anything going was Janice. But now on the opposite side of the pitch, it's the Bearcats, and here comes Olivia McKnight. Vagoda, the lone goal scorer here in this one so far off of a penalty kick. Historically, for the Seahawks against the Bearcats, this is the third all-time meeting. Seahawks are 0-2-0 after they've played the Bearcats back in 2006 and 2019. Most recently, both of these head coaches squared off just before the pandemic. And Neil Bhattacharjee got the best of Phil Casella with a 1-0 clean sheet. This one sent in toward Reed. And now McKnight. Send it over to Marsteller, who takes a shot and shies it away, was Sam Hughes. Sam Hughes, what a job for the second time. What a job by the Pottstown, Pennsylvania native in Sam Hughes, and it results in a corner coming up for the Bearcats. And again, Sam Hughes now for the second time got a handle on that soccer ball, but this time able to redirect the shot. Vagoda had an initial pass broken up there by the center official and Mark Garcia. Unfortunate turn of events there. So let's take a peek here at what that was in a few short moments. The clock stops. And we have another injured Seahawk. Quick break here on NEC Front Row. Official timeout. So official injury timeout for Emma Rowe, who comes off and being replaced by Sarah Wiedemann. So a little tough for the Seahawks now as their depth is being tested here in the later portion of this match. And now another corner kick upcoming for the Bearcats. Corner sent out to Vagoda. Sends it in with the left boot again. And tried for the redirection. And could not find Vittoria. Solid footwork there by the Seahawks, but sniffing it out again were the Bearcats. And it'll be a foul there on Mariah. Drawing that foul was Marsteller. Again, showing that blue-collar attitude. Here are the Seahawks, but not going in their favor. That one got past Victoria McKnight. Here comes Wagner. Looking for Carr. There was Wiedemann. Carr to Mariah. She's got Janice open on the wing. It'll be another center. Wide open there was Wiedemann with a shot blocked. Second attempt goes home. Jess Mariah with her first collegiate tally. We're knotted at 1 here in the second half. All right, so let's take a peek here at this. And you can see Claire Janice. She looks for help on the wing. And then with the initial shot from Wiedemann, they completely forgot about Jess Mariah, who was able to attack the goalkeeper just as she was coming out outside of her 6. And was able to beat out the junior goalkeeper. And this is the first goal for the Seahawks program against this Binghamton program all time. In the third overall meeting, knotted at 1. New game, ladies and gentlemen. What a job from Jess Mariah, unassisted on that one-on-one with Williams. And again, congratulations to the Mariah family out of New City, New York. That is her first collegiate goal. And we always love to give our kudos, especially as a freshman. You'll always remember your first. Sent all the way down. That time by Wagner, scooped up by Williams. You could see the energy on the Seahawks bench definitely increase, as well as some of the Seahawks faithful that are in the stands here this afternoon. Reed will play it the safe route. And look for Vittoria. Over the head of Janice. And now Kessler will send it back to Barbosa. Raffanello tries to find some room. And now it's Wiedemann. Here comes Reed on the opposite side for the Bearcats. How do they respond? Vittoria. And now Marsteller. It's Victoria McKnight. Costa, one-on-one. She brings Wiedemann with help in the corner. Result in a corner. Third corner upcoming for the Bearcats. And now we'll see how the defense for the Seahawks responds. Far side of the pitch is Victoria McKnight. She'll send it in. Headed out there by the Seahawks. Another big opportunity wasted there by the Bearcats. Left boot Vagoda cleared out, or headed out rather, by Barbosa. Mariah, the goal scorer, tried to send it up ahead for Carr, who had a lot of space. And the Bearcats continue to forget about Claire Janis. And awfully close there. Janis could have been off to the races, but she hesitated ever so slightly. Just too far there for Andre as she watches that one sail by. Just under 31 minutes remain in this match. And again, for those that are just joining us for the first time in quite a while, NCAA-sanctioned men's and women's soccer, they do not feature overtime anymore. 90 minutes is considered full-time. Alongside our producer, Chris Bagdonis, Joey Drzenka on hand with you from Grimes Hill. Here comes Mariah. Mariah, can she get two? She gets tripped up there by Herber, or potentially may have lost her footing on the turf. Probably the latter. And unable to dribble inbounds was Vittoria. And here comes Wagner. The other side, Mariah, it's an offside call, and Mariah is not too thrilled with the center official in Mark Garcia, and raising that flag on the far side was Emmanuel Tautenkang. McNally started that play all the way on the backside to be able to keep it out of harm's way. Over the head of Raffanello. And now in the center circle, it's Mimis. Vittoria. Now in the center circle. And now turning the ball over, there was Clark. Here comes Kessler with a burst of speed and a lot of open space. It's Carr. Vagoda has to get back, and Carr goes just high. Well, we brought up early on about that seesaw of momentum going in favor of the Bearcats. Now it has quickly shifted back the other way for your Seahawks. Let's take a peek here at how that play all started in a few short moments. And we'll get to that replay shortly. It's Williams. Well, here comes McKnight, trying to send it in for her sister, Victoria. But Barbosa sniffed it out the entire way. Vagoda looking for Reed, but found Costa instead. All right, let's take a peek here at this replay now. And what a job here by Kessler, dribbling through the midfield and had the opportunity from Carr there. And again, you can see that the back line and really the midfielders for Binghamton, they were slow to get back there against Carr. And a crucial opportunity for the Seahawks. And again, right now, this is showing that Binghamton is getting a little bit tired on their backside, or rather their back end, if you will. And Mariah, what a job there against Victoria. And here comes Mariah, a little bit of a push down, and Mariah will get called for the foul. Mariah and Marsteller doing battle, and she could do it in more ways than one. Not only can she score, but she's also able to really get in on the attack and get in on the defensive side as well. Multi-dimensional forward for head coach for head coach Phil Casella on Jess Mariah. Here comes the reigning America East midfielder of the year in Olivia McKnight. And keeping it in play for the time being was Andre, throwing up coming from Binghamton. And that allows a trio of subs. It'll be McClelland coming back on, as well as Paige Luke. And for the Seahawks, it'll be Wood coming on for Wiedemann. Janice up ahead for Mariah. Mariah this afternoon a force to be reckoned with. And again, 25 minutes and change left in this match. Next time out for this Seahawks program is out in Newark, New Jersey, as they take on the Highlanders of NJIT. It'll start at 1 p.m. And then they return home to start conference play against the Sharks of LIU. And we'll be back with you on the 17th, exactly 14 days away. Right here on NEC Front Row. Should be tons of fun to see what LIU has in store. This one sent in, centering, and again it's Barbosa who is able to send that ball away and allow Hughes to be able to make the grab.
Binghamton sub number 29, Paige Luke, number 5, Molly McClellan.
Taken away by Binghamton, sent up ahead, and what a job there by McNally. McNally has been great along that back line and trying to hold down the fort. Again, she was and is a midfielder, but is very capable of being that hybrid player that Casella really needs on his program. Janice tried to send it toward Mariah, but instead found that brick wall of a back line for the Bearcats. It's the captain, Victoria. Over to Victoria McKnight. She's got Olivia in the middle. And now this time it's Luke. One-on-one there with Andre. Results in a goal kick. Nice defensive effort there by the back line of the Seahawks. And again, that back line currently consisting of 3 defenders in Andre, Barbosa, and Costa. That's the official word, but you could see the 4 defenders. That includes Kylie McNally as the right center back. So they switched a few things up. It's a 4-2-3-1 formation right now for this Seahawks squad. Janice. And now Mariah. She spins around and finds Carr. Here comes Janice. And she tried to pass it one more time, and it'll result in a corner kick. The opportunities are coming for this Seahawks program. Well, here comes Andre. Opportunity for the Seahawks off the corner and grabbed there by Williams. So we'll take a peek at the Claire Janis opportunity on that spin around from Mariah. It was kind of a tic-tac-toe play, and it was that pass trying to find the player or teammate on the right wing from Claire Janis that resulted in that corner. Nothing came from it, but again, those opportunities are increasing. A nice job here by my producer, Chris Bagdonis, doing a solid job here on all the replays as Janis gets tripped up there with Olivia McKnight. And no call from either side. And you can hear the moans and the unhappiness and really the disappointment from some of the folks in the crowd. What a pass up front and offside. The clock stops at 20:47. Let's take a peek and see what we have here. And now it will be a water break. So we did not have a water break in the first 45, but we do have it now, which means that the temperature on the pitch has exceeded 90 degrees. And you know what? Let's take a water break ourselves. We'll be back on NEC Front Row.
Hi again, everybody. I'm Paul Dottino with our season opening edition of the NEC Notebook. St. Francis is going for a repeat. The Red Flash are picked to grab the automatic NCAA playoff bid in the coaches' poll. They grabbed 5 first-place votes, with 1 each going to Merrimack, Duquesne, and 5th-place projection LIU. Keep an eye on the NEC's 3 preseason All-Americans. There's tight end Owen Glasgow and defensive lineman Eric O'Neill of LIU, as well as Sacred Heart running back Malik Grant. Our 5-game network broadcast package begins October 7th with Stonehill at Merrimack on ESPN Plus at 1 p.m. Then it's off to Thursday Night Football with primetime action on CBS Sports Network on October 12th and the 26th. We'll finish it out with 2 games back on ESPN Plus. And don't forget, all conference games are streamed live and free on NECFrontRow.com. You can follow the season on Twitter at NEC Sports and on the web at northeastconference.org.
Well, NCAA mandated rule, once it's 90 degrees plus on the pitch, it's a mandatory 2-minute water stoppage. And that is, we're guessing from up here, the temperature it has reached 90 plus degrees on the turf. So Caitlin Filja checks in for Jess Mariah. Meanwhile, on the flip side, it was Garofalo who only saw minutes or time in the first 45 and has not come in until this moment. We are in the 71st minute of play here from Staten Island alongside our producer Chris Bagdonis, Joey Jarzinka, and the entire Northeast Conference crew here from Hamline Field. Cannot thank you enough for making us a part of your Sunday afternoon. And again, if you're just joining us, a 50th minute tally from Binghamton, which was a pull down in the box of Olivia McKnight by the sophomore Faith Andre that resulted in a Lexi Vagoda penalty shot. And it went off of the mitts of Sam Hughes. Again, a valiant effort from the junior out of Pottstown. And then just 6 minutes later, it was Jess Mariah on the opposite side of the pitch that had gone off of the goalkeeper in Caitlin Williams to tie things up at 1 apiece. So a couple of subs making their way on for Binghamton, and it's Baker as well as Clark. Or rather, excuse me, it's Baker and Knitsch making their way on. Clark comes off. Here comes Knitsch. Knitsch tries to get around Costa, centering feed that goes over the crossbar. Goal kick upcoming for Sam Hughes.
Binghamton sub number 2, Megan Baker, and number 23, Hannah Knitsch.
And you could hear head coach Phil Casella saying it doesn't have to be pretty as long as we get something on the ball. Some of those 50-50 balls that we're seeing are primarily going in favor of Binghamton, and that's probably something that head coach Phil Casella will want to clean up in the week off that they'll experience beginning in about 17 minutes. The forwards for Wagner trying to attack this back line for Binghamton. Barbosa helps out Andre. Throw in for Victoria and the Bearcats. Here comes Herbert. And now the goal scorer, Vagoda. Spinning around there was Baker, and back to Vagoda. Sends it to the top of the box, can't find anyone, and now Victoria will restart things. The right back, Garofalo, looks for a redirect and into the midst of Hughes, off of, looked like Olivia McKnight. Check that, it was Baker who had that header on that redirect. Poked up top from Knitsch. Olivia McKnight at midfield, having to battle there with Wood. Here comes Knitsch, and late to the party, there was McClelland. Here comes Raffanello. Left foot toward Filja, she was not expecting it. Kessler tried to hold on a little bit too long. Pass inside, and tripping and falling on her own was Baker. Would have been a marquee opportunity for the Bearcats, but the turf was the guilty party. Luke hobbles over Janice, and now McClelland tries to keep it in. And another goal kick upcoming. So Wiedemann replaces Janice.
Wagner sub number 14, Sarah Wiedemann.
So from our vantage point, looks like we'll be seeing for the first time in nearly 2 weeks, it'll be the freshman midfielder Alana Goldsmith who will be making her way in at the next stoppage. What a pass there from Wiedemann to Carr. She gets tripped up and Carr's down. She looks to be okay. Probably just retying that cleat. Let's take a peek here at that replay and how that all went down. The clock will stop. And in the meantime, let's take a peek at how this play had transpired. And what a job off of the redirection from Sarah Wiedemann toward Carr. And 1 tick under 15 minutes left in the second half, rather in this match. Huge opportunity for Barbosa, who takes the free kick from about 35 yards out. Barbosa will send it in. The left boot poked away by Williams. Loose ball, no goalkeeper in there. Wood is there, and that one goes away. Onto the feet of Baker. Sent back for Colling. And now it's Baker. And a foul on Wagner. All right, let's take a peek here at what had transpired there off of that free kick from Barbosa. Again, loose ball in front, nothing doing there. And again, it was Williams, the goalkeeper for Binghamton, who had the opportunity to make the grab, but she got tangled up with a trio of Seahawks. Now on the other side, it was McKnight. McKnight on the throw-in. Mariah will make her way back on, and this is something else too, is that on a day like today, with the temperature being the way it is and the humidity, the depth is so crucial, really, for both programs in order to preserve these players and their energy level. Fourth corner upcoming for the Bearcats. And Garofalo, loose ball in front. Where is that? Garofalo tries to send that one on the far post and can't do so. Herbert. And now sent back for the captain, Vittoria. Kessler was there for the taking. Here's Raffanello. She's got a Bearcat on her tail. And Raffanello, with a bit of hesitation, turns in to an interception for the time being for Binghamton, and now it's Wiedemann who coughs it up for Vittoria. And nearly through the legs of Raffanello, right back for McClelland. One-on-one with Wiedemann. And a throw-in for the Seahawks. All right, coming back on is Jess Mariah for Maddie Carr. And Rebecca Wood will come off to give way to Alana Goldsmith. Phil just stays on. And getting tripped up. There were the Seahawks. That's a shot coming by way of Olivia McKnight. Along the back line again. And McClelland. So she had to shift into fifth gear rather quickly. That one got away from Barbosa. Here comes McClelland off the left foot. In the middle for Baker and a bit of friendly fire. Offside either way, but miscommunication between both Baker and Olivia McKnight. And that's a tough one because another marquee opportunity was in the making for the Bearcats. So Barbosa, as she always does in these situational moments down the stretch, will take both the goal kick as well as the free kick. Here comes Raffanello. And now Filja. Too far for Mariah. Wiedemann keeps it in Seahawks control for a few moments, and now Baker. Back to McKnight. Vagoda will send it out of harm's way and toward Williams. It's Garofalo, who's logged 57 minutes on the pitch so far this afternoon. A bit of a tug there with Andre, and Raffanello comes up with the taking. Mariah, solid job, but going laterally. And finds Filja. Here comes Costa. Costa gets around one defender. Pushing the pace up ahead for Mariah. Second shot, scores! Jess Mariah with her second tally of the afternoon puts Wagner in front 2-1 against the Bearcats. What a missed opportunity for the Bearcats, who have really struggled down the stretch. But Mariah was able to take full advantage, and let's take a peek here at this replay. All started by Hannah Costa and sends it up ahead, and you can see Garofalo, who was on her, and playing too far out there was Caitlin Williams, and Jess Mariah was able to take full advantage of that goalkeeper being played out too far in the 18 and going one-on-one there, and the forward able to win that battle. So 2 goals from Mariah, that lone assist coming from Hannah Costa. And for Costa, that is her first collegiate point. Again, we always give out those kudos, and we do here. The freshman defender, Hannah Costa, gets her first collegiate point. The Harrisburg, Pennsylvania native allowed that play to happen. Now the desperation level for Binghamton will rise even further. 8 3/4 minutes to go. And again, this is the third all-time meeting between Wagner and Binghamton. Both times in the past, 2019 and 2006 respectively, was a 1-0 loss to the Bearcats and a 4-0 loss back in 2006. And again, both of these coaches were not the leaders of their programs just yet. And this is also the first time that the Seahawks are playing the Bearcats inside the friendly confines of Hamline Field. What a strike from Jess Mariah. It went off of the top of her foot. Results in another corner on the flip side, though. It's the team's 5th corner for Binghamton. Right foot. and tries to head that one in the goal crease, or rather in the 6-yard box, was the captain, Vittoria. So the experience making their way back on in Carr and Janis. They'll replace Filja and Wiedemann.
Wagner sub, number 4, Claire Janis, and number 36, Madison Carr.
So Maddie Carr, who sits with a couple of strikes this campaign, sits third all-time in Seahawks women's soccer program history in goals scored in a Seahawks uniform. 17. And she entered the season with 15. Scored 3 last year. And that was in the first quarter of the 2022 season, and then was awfully quiet the rest of the way. Solid crowd on hand here from inside Hamline Field on this Labor Day weekend. Cannot thank you enough for making us a part of your Sunday afternoon here on NEC Front Row alongside Chris Bagdonis, Joey Jarzinka on hand with you. This one sent in again. Raffanello finds Costa, who sends that one out. And another sub coming on. It's Marsteller making her way back on for Hannah Knitsch.
Binghamton sub, number 16, Alex Marsteller.
Knitsch a transfer out of Pitt in the ACC. Sent in by Garofalo on a redirection on the front side for Mimas. Vittoria. Would it have been offside is the question. It sounded like we heard a whistle. Maybe it might have been inadvertent. And all the way back for Williams. She makes the grab under 5. So, for those that do not know, if the team that leads, in this case being Wagner, makes a substitution, the clock stops. If it's the other side for Binghamton, if they make a sub, the clock does not stop. The more you know for the NCAA faithful. Goldsmith. Garofalo. And now Vittoria. Samaya Reed got bumped in the back by Kessler. Opportunity for the Bearcats. A little bit of a push and shove there from Vittoria on Janis. Clock continues to wind. We have not seen an X. So the desperation continues to increase even further. It's the goal scorer, Vagoda. Vagoda sends it in with the left foot. And goes awry, results in another corner. It's the 6th corner kick for the Bearcats. How do the Seahawks respond here on the defensive side of things? Mimas in the 6. Sent in. And that time away from the goal crease from Raffanello. Binghamton able to get away, no call. And a shot goes into the mitts of Sam Hughes. What a moment for Culling, who was able to make the initial shot. And Sam Hughes had spotted that the entire way. This time it's Mimas. And now it's Carr. We'll send it all the way down past Vagoda and we'll go out of play. All right, let's take a peek here at that scrum in the middle, where Carr went off of the back there and of Colling, who was able to make the initial shot. And Sam Hughes, what a job. She continues to put on an absolute show here this afternoon. 1 goal allowed, 6 saves in a total of 11 shots faced. Coming up on a minute 40. 97 seconds remain here in this one. Solid footwork here by Binghamton, looking for McKnight. There was Vagoda, couldn't find anything. And still in the attacking third is Binghamton, coming up on a minute to go. Calling, looking for Reed via the header, nothing doing. Raffanello, and now Carr gets it away from the Bearcats. Goldsmith playing the far side. Vagoda with the left foot, looking for Calling on the redirection. Headed there, second shot goes in! So that initial shot from Emma Calling was saved by Sam Hughes. And then in the final 40 seconds, Calling gets the second laugh. Let's take a peek here at how that all had gone down. Vagoda off of that header. Hughes was right there for the taking, but then a defender was right in the middle of that. And it may have been McNally, the team's right center back, who had a miscommunication there with the keeper in Sam Hughes. So Emma Calling ties this matchup at 2, and with 16 seconds remaining, it looks as if that head coach Phil Casella and the Seahawks will have to settle for a draw.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
And that'll do. That will do from Hamline Field. And